everyone, Treasure Troller here from the militant state of Michigan. It's been a little bit since the last vlog. That's fine. This isn't my full-time job. So, and what's changed? What's really changed? What is there that's been different? Biden still has dementia. It's getting even worse, of course. Orange man, still bad. Convicted felon, they say. Too many legal experts out there to tell you how bad that case was. I don't need to tell you that. There's still inflation. There's still a problem at the border. Nothing has changed. But there is one thing we can take a little bit of a different look at that might be minimally interesting. Here we are crossing the mighty Pierre Marquette River. We are south of Baldwin on M37, the Red Moose Lodge. So, I thought I would talk a little bit about Caitlin Clark, but try to put a little different angle on things. Because right now it's all about Caitlin Clark's not being on the team because she's white. She's heterosexual. The league wants to be a LGBTQ approved team in league. Caitlin hasn't paid her dues. Yada, yada, yada. And it's probably all true. She's a rookie. I mean, they put Leitner on the team when he was probably going to be a rookie on that dream team. But there isn't any other rookies on the team. It would have been worse had, for instance, they would have taken that, I don't know what her name is. She plays for LA now. Is it Cameron Blank or something like that? She should have been the number one pick. Had they taken another rookie instead of Caitlin, then it would have been bad. But I don't want to talk about the basketball angle. I don't want to talk about any of the other aforementioned reasons why Caitlin should or should not be on the team. Now, I want to help all you youngins out there. This is a warning and a learning lesson, a teachable moment for you youngins out there that want to get into this, go to college, forego a great career in plumbing or electrical work. Think you need to go to college for gender studies. This should be your wake-up call. This should be your wake-up call. And it's, once again, not for anything that I've mentioned. It's something we haven't mentioned yet. And that is gender studies. People in these positions, these gender-oriented positions of authority, make incredibly bad business decisions. And going into this career, you're going to be constantly forced to defend the indefensible positions of it's not about business, it's about how people feel. And it's been proven once again to be completely wrong. The business decision, this horrible business decision, to keep Caitlin Clark off the Olympic team is going to cost the WNBA, a league that lives off the teat of the NBA, millions of dollars and millions of fans. Because Caitlin Clark may not be the best player on the team, or maybe not one of the best 12 players in the WNBA. She is the biggest marketing tool that the WNBA has. She's brought more money into this league than it's seen in the last 30 years of its existence. It was a horrible business decision to leave Caitlin Clark off the Olympic team. And they saw this coming. This is the reason, once again, you youngins, why it is a bad... You're going to be forced to defend indefensible positions. First of all, they saw the popularity of Caitlin Clark. They saw the popularity of the Iowa Hawkeye team. They saw the new eyes it was bringing to basketball. And they had the opportunity, and they should have learned. They should have learned from the Bud Lite fiasco. Yes, the Alyssa Heinerscheid, or whatever her name is, who decided that the best-selling sort of lunch bucket Joe crowd that drank Bud Light, well, what it needed, the brand needed to be more of a feel-good instead of a frat beer that all the deplorables drank. Well, they needed to have a better feeling towards it. So let's bring in some diversity and equity and inclusion. Let's bring in the one and only Dylan Mulvaney. Now that turned out beautifully for Bud Light. That was probably the biggest business loss since, what was it, New Coke or New Pepsi? I don't know what the hell. Either one. New Coke, I think. Since New Coke. That was a huge, huge business fiasco. And I even volunteered to go in free of charge to Bud Light and take over that brand for about 6 months and get it turned around. Bud Light, unfortunately, did not take me up on the offer. Didn't even receive a phone call from them. I'm not so sure I would help out the WNBA. Because there are way too many like-minded individuals that believe this is a feel-good story that must be successful on the foundation of LGBTQIA LMNOP asterisk ampersand exclamation point. That nothing else matters but the success based on that. Which is, well, quite frankly, a horrible business decision. So there you have the absolute fiasco that you youngins out there, I know you think plumbing and electrical work is dirty and grimy work, as opposed to going to college and doing a 4-year curriculum of gender studies. But doing the plumbing or electrical work will be the best business decision. Because if you go into gender studies, you're going to be continually trying to convince people that make business decisions that their business decision, it shouldn't be. It should be based on feelings and equity, and they're going to say, yeah, just like the Bud Lite, Alyssa Schnitzel. Yeah, just like what she said, and just like the WNBA, who chose diversity over Caitlin Clark. Huge business decision. That's the one they made, and it's going to cost them heavily. There's no guarantee on anyone. So, there's no guarantee that Caitlin Clark will ever reach the top of the mountain that most people think. Unfortunately, there's injuries in basketball, injuries in sports. And she's unfortunately fighting she's sort of fighting a system, which is kind of interesting. Another perspective on it that I just thought of. The old guard trying to maybe the old guard is in its death rattle, but it's clinging on hard to life. But anyways, youngins, graduate, forget about the diversity or the gender studies major, go into plumbing and electrical work. Best business decision for you. So this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.